Platform. I'm out here with my dog Tezo, and you know we got some good news for you.
Yes, sir. We are out here about to bring it to you, give you some heat. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, show some love. And yeah, today we're going to break down on why you should not put your girl on a pedestal. Chris, if you want to jump right into it, give him some fucking heat.
Bruh. You know what? I'm going to just jump into a modern day situation where you might have actually had this happen in your life, right? Let's say that you set a firm boundary with this chick, right? She's beautiful. She's hot. She's sexy. You guys are doing something. You're on a date. Maybe you're at a restaurant. Maybe you're in a movie theater. Maybe you're in the backseat of your car. Maybe you're on the beach and you're getting to know her and she's kind of, free spirited, like how girls be and shit, right? And you're on a routine. You got work. You got gym. You're killing it in college. You're kicking ass in school, or maybe you're kicking your ass in career. You know you're about to get a promo, and you say, and she's whipping out a cigarette, and maybe you don't even care about that in this scenario, right? And she's smoking it, and then you say, "Hey, look, I don't smoke cigarettes," and then she says, "No, please, oh please, come on, try it with me." But you've already said, "No, I don't do this." And then she says, try it. And then you say, what the hell? Okay, I'll take a little puff. And then you puff it a little bit. Congratulations, motherfucker. You just showed her that she can walk all up and down your boundaries, which is going to, down the road, put you in a position where you may not have intended to, but you're already pedestalizing her because she knows you break the rules for her. Let me tell you something, bro. Let's flip this down. Let's flip it around a little bit, right? Let's say you were in a scenario where you know that you got Miss Goody Goody Two Shoes and she doesn't sleep with anybody. And she is the perfect little library miss and she has never really been seen with men. And then you start talking to her and then she starts riding your dick because she breaks the rules for you. How's that going to make you feel? Pretty fucking fantastic, right? Pretty fucking awesome. You know that she's already get emotionally bonded with you because, the life of a man in a relationship is a lot more pure in most senses for most men. And, okay, so you know she's going to break the rules for you. You know she's going to emotionally bond with you. You know that she has completely threw away all her standards and all the rules that she makes for other guys, but not you. So you know that you can have her. You know that you can set the tone for the relationship. You know you can do what you want, right? But imagine like the inverted bullshit scenario version of this, right? The opposite. The outside the natural order of things. She has power over you, motherfucker. This is where I see you imps imping. And we cannot have that. That is a mother effing problem.
Yes, it is. And the biggest problem with that is when you put your girl on a pedestal is that what you're telling her is that she is better than you. And in order to fulfill her hypergamy, which means that she's always looking for the best possible mate, you have to be better than her. So there's no way if you put your girl on a pedestal that you're better than her, because she knows that a man that's better than me, I'm going to need to admire him more than he admires me. So if it's the other way around and you're showing your girl all this love, this affection, you're letting her know how special she is all the time, and you like her more than she likes you, her hypergamy is not being fulfilled. And that's what women battle with every day is hypergamy. That's why they're always testing you to make sure you're the best possible mate. You're the strongest man that they can get. So, and when her hypergamy is not being fulfilled, that's when she's going to start to disrespect you, nag you, and give you a hard time, because her hypergamy is like, this isn't the right man. He's not the strongest man that you can get. You can do better. So in her head, since she's thinking that, she's fighting with biology, she's going to make your life miserable because you're being a weak bitch, putting her on a pedestal and acting like she's better than you. So in order for the relationship to actually work out and you sustain it long term, or you even be able to have sex with the girl a lot of times, is you have to be better than her. She has to be able to look at you every time and be like, I don't think I can do better than this guy. Like, I think this is the best that I can do. And that makes her insecure. You want your girl to be insecure around you, because if she's insecure around you, what that means is she thinks you're better than her. And that means her hypergamy is being fulfilled, because if you're better than her, then she knows that it doesn't get any better than that you're the strongest, you're the best that she can get. So make sure to be better than your girlfriend and always behave like you are better than her. She should be giving you more attention than you give her. She should be treating you better than you treat her. Everything is the opposite of what you think it is. If you think you got to give your girl all this time and attention, you have to give her compliments all day, every day. No, she has to do that to you. She has to behave that way towards you in order for the relationship to work long term and you get the best possible outcome.
You treat her like a celebrity and she will treat you like a fan, boy. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something from real talk here. We're really talking to real Chris, real experience, really out here, real Florida life, right? I, in real life, personally have had great conversations and had great experiences with female celebrities. And in real life, these are people that have, you know, Instagram followings that could literally be a country, literally be a nation, egos to the head, successful albums, successful books, successful TV shows, been in a bunch of fucking movies and shit, Hollywood known. And in real life, I find that just talking to celebrity women, like normal people, having real intuitive conversations has led to like some really, like I've because I treat them like normal people as a man, stay in your frame and stuff. That's led to me inviting them out to parties, grabbing microphones, doing having like good times, or having some really insightful conversations that were dope, or just kind of evaluating the person and seeing like who they are in real life and kind of assessing the situations. And this way of carrying myself is something I'd bestow onto you guys, because that has led to professional relationships, or that's led to almost like a networking value exchange, right? Now, let's say with the exact same people, the exact same celebrities, you start walking up to them like, oh my God, I saw you, can I have your autograph, let's take a picture. If you start doing gay shit like that, they have no choice but to put you in the just a fan frame, right? They can't see you as, oh, well, maybe this person is not just a fan. I know that I'm known by the whole world, but maybe this person is useful or resourceful or somebody I should know, or has a skill or has a value that's outside of fandom that is going to lead me to a good thing, so there could be a value exchange later on, right? Like, you really got to be able to fan the flames in people's heads, and that's going to happen with you in dating. Let's talk about the modern day woman and celebrityism and stardom and fandom and Instagram social media followers. These days, if you are hot, slim waist, no body fat, nice pair of tits, beautiful eyes, and you took a picture of yourself and put it on the social media platform Instagram, algorithmically, that platform favors you. As a cult, that platform favors you. As a social media agenda, that platform favors that woman. She is going to run fucking laps around you. If you are a successful businessman, that is not any longer being consumed. Back in the fucking 80s, men were men. Rambo meant something. Arnold Schwarzenegger and his physique and how he carried himself meant something. That shit is over on these social media platforms, and they do not fucking value men or care, which is why shows like this have to exist, so you understand how to value yourself and carry yourself through this bullshit fucking system that's pre-organized for you to fucking fail, but with knowledge, you will always fucking win. So now you've got to compare the modern day's woman, her ego, to a celebrity, right? A celebrity has to put out albums, start a podcast, do stupid shit that's very viral, or put something out into the world that's usually, you know, like gonna be funded by the government, but they, you know, pretend that they got there on their own. So it's like an industry plant, blah, blah, blah. They boost them up. And then that's how they get their millions of followers, but they're also a celebrity. And then they have the music videos that go with it. And this person has done something in the world, right? They're seen, it doesn't matter how they got there at this point, right? Like, they're seen as like a rapper or a star or a TV show or a celebrity. But the girl that literally just took a few pictures has the same fucking following. And you have to understand, a modern day woman is raised to have the Disney princess fantasy installed in her head. So because she has the Disney princess fantasy installed in her head, and as we told you on the last episode, all a woman really cares about is how centralized her life is in drama. success to a man is almost damn near equal to drama for a woman, and she needs to feel like she's a part of a major scandal. And if she feels like she's got the biggest scandal going on with somebody, she will stay in a relationship with that guy for show if she's surface level and absolutely has no interpersonal skills whatsoever. And then you're going to see that what you're dealing with is somebody who believes highly of themselves. Like they kind of naturally almost put themselves on a pedestal, but they're not going to see it in that way. They're not going to see like, hey, I'm walking around on a pedestal. They're going to see themselves as like, I'm super fucking important. I have men in my DMs. Cardi B gets the same blue checks in her DM that I get in my DM. Selena Powell, who I've met numerous times. Selena, if you want to come on the show, we down for that. But girl, you got some demons we got to talk about, man. She literally on YouTube has a course, not even course, but she has like videos that she'll put out of her Instagram DMs on how she goes and thoughts herself around and slides into like Trey Songz DMs. And she'll like show girls how she gets drama and how she gets like all these DMs from guys. And she does that overtly in a slutty way. The average girl that you might be talking to does that low key. Doesn't need to tell everybody. Keeps that low key jealousy going on between all the ladies, right? So now what's going to happen is, here's your dumbass walking into the mix, right? You and bro, the girl could be like, if you're a guy in high school, she could be in your high school. If you're a dude in college, she could be in your college, right? So now you see this girl that you like, but you've been, unfortunately, not raised in a society where you've spent more time with her in real life than you have her digital avatar. So maybe you started formulating a fantasy of yourself with the girl that you have a crush on that's a normal girl, not a celebrity, but a normal girl that's attainable. She has a high social media following. You're walking up to her and you are like fanning out over her when you meet her. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, hey, what's up, Brianna? Or hey, what's up, Ashley? Or hey, what's up, Sasha? Or hey, what's up? I'd like to, get to know you. Let me get your number. We'll follow each other. We'll take her out. Instead of like just gaming and shit, you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited to meet you. You are so beautiful. You are so wonderful. I love the way you take your photos. You are just amazing. I love that girl. I love that. The way you wear your outfits is so fucking fine. You're so fine. The whole world needs you, girl. You should be president, bitch. Like if you out there and you're talking to the girl like that, right? If you do that too, we got to understand, it doesn't matter. The woman's status doesn't matter. If she's a celebrity or a normal chick and you do that to her, you've put yourself in a category that is so beneath her that you've pedestalized the woman. And once you do that, she can't ever envision a future with you. She can't ever see you as a man. She can't ever see you as somebody that she would be with, let alone lay with. And even if she did ever ride your dick, she would have been like, haha, I fucked a fan, deuces, and that would have been it. You literally make yourself absolutely nothing, lowly, and worthless to her by pedestalizing the bitch, and you cannot fucking do that.
You cannot pedestalize a girl. And I know this makes some of you guys feel bad, like, oh, I have to be better than her. I have to treat myself like I'm better than her. Yes, you do. I know the world tells you we're all equal, everyone's the same, but the actual reality is you have to be better than her. She needs to put you on a pedestal. And the way that she does that is by knowing that you're the best possible man that she can get. And this isn't about hating women or treating them bad or anything like that. This is just the harsh reality, the uncomfortable truth of how you get the best outcome with dealing with women. So I know some people hear this like, I have to be better than her. You guys are just, you hate women, you're bitter, and you're just upset. You don't get any women, you're an incel. No, this isn't about that. Get out of your feelings. Once you deal, a guy that's watching this that have dealt with a few women that have been through things with women, had relationships, and seen how they behave, how their mind works, they're going to see this and they're going to know, like, yes, you have to behave this way. So maybe you're a guy who you haven't experienced this with the woman yet, and you're like, no, this isn't true. This isn't how women operate. Maybe it's going to take you to get your heart broken or take you to come across a girl that's going to let you know, like, I need a guy that's better than me, and she's going to start to disrespect you when you are. So what this looks like in practice with being better than your girl, she gives you more attention than you give her. She admires you more than you admire her. She wants to be around you more than you want to be around her. And she's more available than you are. So you're not as available to her. She tries to call you. You don't answer sometimes. She wants to hang out. You're not there sometimes. She needs to constantly be thinking in her head, does he really like me? Like, am I the one for him? Like, what is it? Like, I'm not able to get this guy to just accept me. I'm not able to make this guy like validate. He's not giving me any validation. Like, what's going on? What she needs to be thinking is like, what am I doing wrong? Like, there's something I need to find out. What can I do to make this guy happy? Like, what is it? Like, she needs to constantly be chasing your validation. Now, she's not able to do that if it's the other way around. If you're always giving her the attention, always validating her, there's no way to, going back to hypergamy, there's no way to fulfill her hypergamy. And that's when she's going to start to think like, I can do better than him. I am better than this guy. So your girl needs to always be insecure around you, and she always needs to be chasing your validation. She always needs to be thinking, how can I make him happy? What can I do to satisfy him?
You see, he actually is touching on some really good points here. Whose fault is it that a woman's getting pedestalized? It is your fault. It's the man's fault. It's never going to be her fault. That's 100% on you. Let's say that girl, in the exact same scenario that I just gave earlier, actually might have liked you, could have been an authentic person, maybe even had a crush on you, could have had a good interaction with you. But now, because you have put her on a pedestal, you've literally stifled her ability to be authentic with you, and you're going to put her in a position where she feels like she needs to keep up a facade that you fucking created, you dumbass. You built this fucking illusion. You did that shit. It's on you. You need to stop fucking fantasizing about women or hyper sexualizing them for real, because that is what you're doing. It's like, maybe, you fantasized about like a girl you saw in a magazine or a TV show or a comic or a movie, and then you said, oh my God, if that woman was my woman, that would be the woman for me. And that you got so lost up in this fucking delusion that you became a delusional male, and this is where pedestalization happens. So if you're doing that, you are a bitch, and we're here to tell you you are a pussy. Now, let's say that you're in a relationship or you're getting into a relationship and the girl kind of has a big ego. Or you're getting to know the girl and she has a big ego. Okay, so now you're not pedestalizing her, but you're aware of the big ego. What do you do in that situation? Motherfucker, you need to knock her off her pedestal. That is more conducive to successful relationship for you than actually pedestalizing the woman, is knocking her off the fucking pedestal, right? Unfortunately, that is a tenement of leadership. You are in charge. And because you're in charge, you are the leader. And because you're the leader, you can't have ego be to the detriment of the woman. Ego is an infection. Ego is bad. Ego is delusion. A delusional person on your team cannot be fucking around you. You need to eliminate the affection as fast as you fucking possibly can. Let me tell you something about real life. It's actually a story I told Tez. I've had a couple girlfriends that this happened to, and one of them, holy fuck. She was my girlfriend. I was getting very popular in our environment and in our circle. The more and more popular that I became, the more and more popular that she became. For example, Donald Trump. He's had a first wife before Melania, but you know who Melania Trump is, but I guarantee you not a single motherfucking watching this video knows who Donald Trump's first wife is. And you don't know who Donald Trump's first wife is because without Donald Trump, she just falls right the fuck off, right? Remember that for this part of the story. I literally am getting popular as fuck. I'm out here, I'm networking, I'm busting my ass, I'm in circles, I'm doing fucking music videos, I'm in fucking nightclubs, I'm doing shows, I got my fucking name being held up by girls and shit. DJs are fucking with me. We're going from party to party, club, doing all this shit and just killing it, conquering. And the girl's with me on this ride, right? So she feels dope. She's in videos. We're doing photo shoots. And she went from nobody without me to somebody with me. And people come up to her. She was beautiful. Girls compare her beauty to her. She feels ego from that. She spends a lot more time doing makeup. To me, I'm like, okay, maybe she, whatever. I'm guy. Don't think about that shit, right? Ego starts getting to her head. Ego starts getting crazy for her. Her ego got so fucking crazy that she viewed herself as above me. Bro, and I didn't do anything to like stop the process of that happening. So when it did happen, I had to just straight up let that girl go. I had to just straight up walk the fuck away. You know what I'm saying? So, and I did, thank God, because I'm a fucking G, and me and her were having sex with a lot of other chicks anyway. So like dipping out on her and then having other girls was easy. So I was still always in abundance, but I still lost a member of my team that I put like some time into, right? Because the ego got fucking atrocious. She turned into fucking like Ghidorah from Godzilla, 3-headed fucking dragon beast bitch, right? From ego. So what I want you guys to do is catch that shit immediately. If it's delusion, if it's ego, you need to knock her off your pedestal, and that can be done in multiple ways. If you watch F&F, right? Actually, Myron had like a funny way of looking at this. He said something along the lines of, sometimes even if your girl's right, you got to tell her that she's wrong. And I think that's funny, and that might be his strategy, but that shit might actually fucking work for you, right? Sometimes, I mean, if you're going to play the game that way, you could play the game that way. You're still a leader. It's still a part of leadership. Sometimes you got to kick them down a peg, right? There are many ways that you're going to find ego coming up in your relationship journey and in your walk of life. But as soon as you catch that shit, you need to be able to be like, nah, baby. We're not going to turn the AC down because you want to turn it down. We're going to leave it where I say it's got to be for the electric bill. We're not going to go to the restaurant that you thought you wanted to go to because I have a better idea for you. You thought that we were going to go to that beach. No. We're going to this beach. You get the final say. Actually, my dog Tez gave a great example yesterday. He said that you found a girl that said something along the lines of like, hey, man, daddy, like a girl says to her boyfriend, like, daddy, what's the temperature outside? And she says, I don't even want my guy to tell me I don't know the temperature outside. If he tells me it's 75 degrees, I don't give a fuck if it's 80. He says it's 75 degrees, it's 75 fucking degrees, right?
Yeah. And that was actually some good advice by women. What she was saying was that my man should never say, I don't know. He needs to be certain in everything. As long as he's confident in what he says, that's just what it is. The point is, she just wanted her man to be confident, certain, and be decisive. She's like, if it's 85 degrees outside and I ask my man, what's the temperature? And he says it's 75 degrees and he's certain about it, then that's what the fuck we're going with. It's 75 degrees. So a lot of times I know as men, we want to be fucking noble and want to have integrity and like, well, maybe the real answer is if you don't know, you fucking don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, you could say that with your boys maybe, but like fucking with the girl, even though it's the real answer, you're not lying, like you don't know, which doesn't make you any less of an IQ, but that's what girls, you got to understand. A guy who doesn't know, how is he going to lead her anywhere? A guy just needs to know in order to lead. So what she's saying is, for him to show that he's a good leader, he needs to know everything. He needs to at least act like, she doesn't even care if he actually knows. He just needs to act like he knows so she could lead him. So yeah, that's what it is.
Big facts, man. Big man things. So check this out, right? The other reason that you want to like avoid this is what it truly is, what pedestalization is for the average man growing up in school, going through the fucking propaganda, going through the brainwashing, then getting out into the real world of dating, realizing that he's getting laps run around him and he doesn't understand why he's not connecting like he wants to biologically. Pedestalization of women is woman worship. That is the motherfucking truth, man. That is woman worship. So let's talk about woman worship and what that is. Your boy's dropping gems, dropping sauce. Sometimes I'm going to dive into the spiritual side of things. I worship Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to hell, go to hell. But over here, we're giving you some solid advice, right? So check this out, right? Woman worship is outside of the natural order of things. The natural order of things works like this. You could Google this. There's an umbrella that they have to kind of show you how things work. The natural order of things is God, man. God gives man dominion over the earth. So it goes God, man, women, children. Even in the Bible, it says when the man becomes of age, even the mother is to submit herself under his authority. That is the truth. Men have a natural order of power bestowed onto them by God, who is male. God is not a spirit. God is not a female. Ariana Grande, that song was some fucking bullshit. You look all MK Ultra'd out. You need to get with the shits. Stop doing those fucking witch movies and saying God is a female or God is a woman. That is some bullshit. That, I'm glad I segued from that to that, is woman worship. That is propagating women to be over men. That is to say, ha ha ha, why does every superhero have to be like a Superman? Why are we doing this? We should make a superwoman. And then it leads to like delusional things, right? Like Captain Marvel, that movie comes out. Captain Marvel, she's stronger than all the other Avengers who are men. And what did she do for her powers? What was her struggle? What was her feat from low to high? What was her grand mastering of ingenuity? Absolutely fucking nothing. She was in an explosion, blah, 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 more powerful than everybody. Nobody gives a fuck about the movie. Because it matters. Because when people go to watch these movies, fundamentals matter. The structure of life matters. People care about fucking family values. They want to see the damsel in distress. They want to see the man go through the hero's journey. They want to see those two come together and create a family. And when fucking Disney puts propaganda, woman worship, into people, people lose sight of what they're really going through. So what's happening is that you, the average man, see that these women are literally running wild in their ideology. They don't even know that they're in a fucking frenzy that's propagated by a bunch of people who are telling them in society that they need to be worshipped and they are number one and they are so beautiful. And if there's so many memes on or like little videos online that you'll see where it's like a guy's self or a guy's motivation talk will be like, you a dumb fuck, bro. You ain't shit. You ain't got no money. You need to get yourself in the gym. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing. You got to work harder. You got to grind. And then a girl's self-motivation is, you are perfect. You don't need anybody. You're number one. You just need self-care. You just need to love yourself. You don't need to worry about anybody. You need to be you. Woman power, boss bitch. And what do they fight for? They fight for nothing. Like if you go down that path, which you warn you about all the time, the way that they pedestalize these women forces these women to think, yeah, having a man is oppressive. Having a job is oppressive. Being in the home is oppressive. But working as a tax slave for another man who may or may not fuck me in a company, in a business, running objectives and creating projects and doing project management is going to definitely be the reward that I'm looking for as a female. That's not going to biologically stunt my fucking life. I can freeze my eggs. And when I'm 50 years old, maybe some hot 20-year-old stud is going to inseminate me, but not physically, because having physical sex would mean that I have to go low enough to give my vagina to a whole man. You see how fucking disgusting that mentality is? Those women are absolute crap. Those women are absolute dog shit. Those women should be swept under the bridge, bro. They should be swept into the dustpan, thrown into the fucking garbage, because their ideology has been indoctrinated by dog shit propaganda that has destroyed all of their beauty, all of their virtue. If any one of those same women maintain their virtue, maintain their purity, maintain their chastity, wanted to be attracted to a man, and you said, yo, Chris, I want you to go fight this motherfucker to the death and you can have her as a virgin, I'd say, yo, square up, boy, let's go. I'm going to put that bitch in my arsenal. That shit belongs to me. You see how much value is in a person based on their ideology these days? It really does fucking matter. If she's stunted by propaganda and pedestalization of woman worship, you are essentially finding an infected, delusional individual who is like spiritually broken, mentally insane, has no interpersonal skills, versus like putting the time and the effort and the work to find somebody that's going to respond to you, understand that they need to submit to you, and also be what's the word when you're calling a girl and you're putting her on FaceTime and she's being responsive?
Compliance.
She needs to be compliant to you, right? If you're finding the girl that's compliant to you, that is the woman you want to move forward with. That is the one you want to put your time and investment into. And if one day you're in the relationship with her and she says, no, I want you to get me the Ultra Apple Watch, and you say, no, it's going to be the 44 millimeter watch that with the pink band because I like you wearing pink. And then she says, okay, that's the girl you want to be with, right? That interaction might be a little bit of a mistake. She is a girl. She is going to push you. She is going to test you at times. But the compliant one is the beautiful girl that could qualify for the position of wifey at the right time in life.
Definitely. And you have to be indifferent from other guys. And doing those behaviors, like Chris just said, that's going to make you indifferent, because most guys they're being imps. They're putting a girl on pedestals. They're treating them sugar and spice and everything nice without them having to deserve it. So the way you be indifferent and the way you stand out from other men is by giving her less, by not putting her on a pedestal, not behaving like she's better than you. And then you're going to stick out and she's going to be like, there's something about this guy that's different. Like, why isn't he treating me like the other guys? He's not giving me all this attention. He's not liking all of my pictures. These other guys are doing whatever I tell them to. They're always available whenever I want to talk to them. Whenever I want to see them, they're available. And he's like not giving me the time of day. And then at that point, that's when the dynamic starts to shift and the ball's in your court now. Now she's chasing your validation. Now you're the guy who she needs to catch. Now you are the catch. You always want to be the catch when you're dealing with these hoes. Like, not you don't want to be the one who's catching the hoes. You want to be the catch that they're catching. Like, damn, I was able to get this guy. Like, I had to chase his validation. I had to work to get him. And that's when she's going to value you, respect you more, because it's out of her element, but she likes it because she's like, again, you're satisfying her hypergamy. She's like, damn, like, this is the best guy that I can get. So being different from other guys, because that's how you stand out. That's how you actually make a print on women. And really, it's easy to stand out nowadays being different from most guys, because most guys are imps. Most guys are putting a girl on pedestal. Most guys just don't know how to behave around women. They're listening to the propaganda about putting women on pedestals, treating women better than they treat themselves. And that's why you get disrespected. All guys at one point in our life, we went through a phase, or most guys went through a phase where they had a girlfriend. They treated the girl nice. They did everything that they were told to do to treat a woman, on how to treat a woman. They gave them flowers. They put them on a pedestal. They treated them really good. But yet that energy wasn't getting reciprocated at all. The girl was actually treating you worse. The better you treated her, she'd treat you worse. You gave her all your attention. She still disrespected you. You gave her your time. She still just acted like she didn't want to be around you. And the reason for that is it goes back to the word hypergamy. She needs a man that is better than her. That's why women want guys that are taller than them. Women want guys that are stronger than them. Women want guys who are leaders. All those traits makes an individual that is better than them. So again, your girl needs to be chasing your validation. She needs to be insecure around you. And the way that you make her insecure is by you just strictly behaving like you don't need her. Because in all actuality, you don't need her. You have other options. You can replace her. She's not the best that you can get. You're chasing your goals. You're chasing your purpose. Your attention is in other places. So you can't give it to her as much. And by you simply just behaving that way, she is going to want to please you, and you're going to get a more pleasant version of herself, because then her hypergamy is going to be being fulfilled, that you are the best that she can do.
Let me give you a real story, man. Real little flashback in recent contemporary times, right? So me and my dog Tez is out here on a mission with some girls from a whole other country, right? And you know what I'm saying? Tez is out there. He's hitting it off with the chick he's with. And I'm just kind of like talking to the chick I'm with, and I'm keeping things cool, keeping things casual. We weren't together for that long. You know what I'm saying? We was doing our thing. Actually, yeah. Anyway, well, I'll tell you more about that story later. And then later, like that whole interaction for me was kind of like bummer. It was like, like whatever, right? Like it was just like, kind of like professional almost, kind of like just interacting, like keeping it cool, right? Just meet each other for the first time type of shit, right? No, I swear to God, bro. Like literally the next day, right? I'm in the car, I'm driving, I'm chilling with Tezo, and the girls are in the back. And that same girl that I was talking to that wasn't really like responding to me and shit, I tell her straight up, if she talks to me a certain way again, I'm going to spit in her fucking mouth, right? I literally say it like that. I'm going to spit in your mouth. I'm going to spit in your face, right? Like right after that, me and her are hooking up on the beach, you know what I'm saying? Fingers are going places. We tongues are slipping in each other's mouth and shit. And then later she starts giving me those googly eyes and she's doing this little sweet shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to see that, like, in her country, the way that things are shaped, not only do they pedestalize women, but they're so fucking blue pilled that the women are basically God over there. And she wasn't really able to figure out what kind of guy I was when I'm just being chill with her. But when I knock her off her pedestal, I'm talking about I'm going to spit all up in your face, I'm going to spit in your mouth, and then we start hooking up, and then she starts really submitting. That's like a really good way to let you know. Like, I'm showing her that between all the other guys that she's been through that's imping on her, putting on a pedestal, telling her she's awesome, woman worshiping her, when I say that, my masculinity triggers her femininity. My aggressive nature triggers her submissive nature. My overtly putting my dick on my chest and showing my sexuality and putting that shit out there gets her vagina wet. You know what I'm saying? Being a man makes her a woman. And a man should never pedestalize a woman. So let me go off a little bit into that, right? One of the reasons that you never want to pedestalize a woman is what you're doing is you are literally putting yourself, kind of like with the movie example I was giving earlier, is you're putting yourself in a position where you're falling in love with the fantasy and you are not falling in love with the girl. You are horny for the fantasy and not the girl. You are excited about the fantasy and not the girl. So what's happening is that by putting her on a pedestal, congratulations, you're a delusional male, and we all get to take a turn kicking you in the nuts because you're a dumb fuck. So we got to correct your dumb ass and fix it, right? We get a chance, every one of us here, I get to punch you in the balls. Tez gets to punch you in the balls. We get to all ride on you. We all get to call you a dumbass. We all get to make fun of you. We all get to call you gay. We all get to call you an imp. We all get to tease your ass. We all get to make fun of you. We all get to bully you until you fucking have an eating disorder like a bitch, since you're acting like a bitch and want to crawl up in a fucking ball. And I can't finish that sentence because YouTube might not let me. I literally got in trouble for saying a joke like that on Facebook. But I think you know what the fuck I was about to say, right? Oh, God, I hate censorship. You're going to find us on Rumble. We're on Rumble right now, but we'll do some Rumble-only streams. You know what I'm saying? So me and Tess could just go off and say what the fuck we want to say. You know what I'm saying? But to no fault of the female, she is going to pick up on the fact that you're falling in love with a fantasy or you've created a fantasy, and it's not her. So because you've now put her in a position where you're walking around delusional and you are a guy and you're walking around and maybe you could command the charm and respect to be dope about things and maybe she could fall into your frame and maybe she could have a relationship with you, you're inauthentic to her. So she's going to feel that at some point and realize, fuck, he wants me to be like, you know, Barbie, or he wants me to be like Daisy Dukes, blonde hair, big tits, and be this like American patriot that I'm not actually. He wants me to be this fantasy that I am not really. He wants me to be this Barbie girl to his canon. I'm not that chick. Remember like a bunch of episodes ago when I told you, like, you know, I'm me, I'm Chris, and I'm very much attracted to the opposite of myself. I like a girl who's, you know, feminine and, you know, everything that is opposite of me, I'm going to fall in attraction to, right? You're not even giving her that chance. It's your fucking fault. You are putting her in a situation where she's going to feel inauthentic because you're in a delusion, and this is pedestalization at the highest degree. And, you know, if you guys remember, like 5 years ago, that led to the imp epidemic, and there is a lot of delusional men out there, and then we got men who were driving their women out to porn shoots to get banged because they were in love with the fantasy of the idea that the girl who was a whore could be a good girl. Or there would be men crawling at the door, and they would be like, you know, walking around and crawling around like a little bitch ass pussy, and like the girl would be like, you know, kicking him with his high heels and stuff, and he's doing all this just to have like her attention. That is like, it's gonna lead you down that path. It might not happen like eventually, but that's kind of like the path that you're going down. Or when I gave the example of the guy who had like been completely disrespected and had no organization in his home, you'll be in a different version of that, where you pedestalize this woman to the point where everything in your home is going to be out of order because, remember, God man, woman, children. Your delusion makes it maybe God is a woman, boss babes, super slay queen, bitches, Cardi B. Maybe a guy gets a chance to have a crumb of some pussy. No kids, you're a cuck. That's who you want to be when you're in fucking male delusion.
For sure. And you need to understand that having internal game or awareness is a lot more important than external game. A lot of guys here like be 6 foot, make 6 figures, and be in shape. Yes, all that is important, but internal game is really having the mindset and knowing the psychological makeup of a girl. And when I say game, I'm not just saying all the right shit, hitting her with these witty like punchlines and shit. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is understanding female nature and know how to operate in a way to where you are being attractive to the women. So, and when I say internal game, I mean really internalizing what we're saying and realize that, okay, I need to be better than her. How do I behave like I'm better than her? I have to behave like I don't really need her. Like, I need to behave like she needs me more than I need her. I need to know the right things to when not to speak and when to speak. So it's not really about, you know, saying all these pickup lines and things like that. It's like really internalizing how girls are, how women behave, their psychological makeup and what makes them, what triggers their attraction. And like really internalize that. So like, yeah, you got to still go to the gym, get in shape, make a lot of money. Yes, those things are also important. But what's more important is really knowing how to operate around women and knowing how they think. Because how a woman thinks is that I need a leader. I need a guy who's better than me. A lot of guys really feel bad about saying, I need to be better than my girl. They want to be equal, 50-50. They want to be on the same level as the girl because it makes them feel good or it's all equality. But in actuality, in practice, that's not what gets you results. What gets you results is understanding how women think. And really, you need to know women better than they know themselves. You need to understand women better than they know themselves. Like, if you ask women a question about how they think and what they believe, a lot of times they won't be able to tell you because it's kind of everything is just happening to them. They don't go read books about how they think. They don't watch podcasts about how they think because they don't need to self-improve because men are going to approach them regardless of however they think, how they behave because they look good. So really internalize and study how women think, how they behave, what they actually want. Not what sounds good, because what sounds good is they'll say, I want an equal partner. I want a guy who treats me nice, who brings me flowers every day, who puts me on a pedestal. That's what they're going to say, but that's what sounds good. But the harsh reality is they want the exact opposite. They want a guy who's better than them, who treats them like shit half the time, and who does not pedestalize them. So you need to start understanding these uncomfortable truths about women so you can start behaving in a way that makes you attractive to women. And when you start behaving a way that makes you attractive towards women, it's going to make them uncomfortable. It's going to make them insecure, but you're going to spark a level of attraction in them that a lot of guys aren't doing because a lot of guys aren't really internalizing the psychology of women. They're kind of just going what society's telling them to do is put them on a pedestal, treat them nice. So yeah, really find out how women think and what they actually want. Not what they say, but what they actually want in a man that makes them attractive to men.
And I'm going to say some things here that might be super fucking controversial. So let's see if you guys can handle this, okay? I'm going to break that down even further for you because I know, unfortunately, common sense isn't so common anymore. In fact, I'd say retarded sense is more common these days. And you little bitches don't even like when dudes like me say those kind of words because you're a fucking pussy. And you pussies grew up in a soft-ass time. And because you grew up in a soft-ass time, luckily, I grew up in a way more hardcore fucking time compared to now. So I'm going to say some normal things that might shock the fuck out of your bitch-ass system, right? Here we go, pussies. Here it is, right? See, when we're saying, a girl wants somebody who's better than her, a woman is an inferior to a man. What does that fucking mean, right? Well, let me break it down for you. Back in the day, shit like that wasn't even a question. It means that she's naturally attracted to what she's biologically supposed to be attracted to. A baby male, a baby female, both growing up at the same time. A woman hits her growth spurt first because she's supposed to be fertile, because as soon as she turns 18, she can spit out kids. And she's going to be shorter than men. And she's going to be petite. Every single girl that I've ever had in my life always is smaller than my shoulder span. And when I put her in front of me from behind and she's looking in the mirror, she's like, oh my God, look, boom, I put my back against you. I can fit inside you like a puzzle piece. The man is naturally superior, is naturally fucking stronger than her just by virtue of being male. You could go on YouTube right now and Google out of shape, fat ass, dorky ass, office working dudes versus Navy SEAL women. And you'll see that with dudes that have no fucking training whatsoever have to go hand to hand and compete and do sports against women who train for this as at the Navy SEAL level, lose to men because men, by God, are naturally created to be stronger. So she's seeking what the fuck you're supposed to be. So what's that mean? You know, if you're like 6 foot and you're working out and you're decently athletic, you have a really good shot of being picked if you're not a bitch on the inside. Your physical specs might be great. Physically, if you were short dude, bro, you were short king, guess what? I know some short bros and, they out here busting nuts and they got kids and shit. But if you were shorter than the girl, you're going to have to work a little harder. That's just the truth of it. Now, let's talk about why I said these things, right? Let's say that you are a man who's qualified to date a woman and you understand reality and common sense works for you. That would be great, right? Now, you're in a situation where you've been pedestalizing. What's going to happen is that if you are doing that, if you have even a 1% of that mentality, you are undermining your own self-worth. You have literally, by engaging in the propaganda or the frenzy or the nomenclature or the talk of the time or the slang of the day or the idea of the moment or the fantasy of now or the commonality that leaked through the TV show and you're engaging in the talk and you're participating in the frenzy of this bullshit, you're lowering all of your value. And how hard do we fucking work every day on the show to make sure that you men have value, retain your value, build your value, and keep your fucking value? Me and Tez work really hard to make sure that you guys have that shit. And you understand that shit. We write shows to make sure that you guys have that shit and understand that shit. We have talks to make sure that you raise your self-worth every fucking day. The government is coming out here to fucking destroy you. We tell you build your own name. Be on your own. Build yourself up as a man, and you're out here fucking pedestalizing a girl. Let me fucking catch you doing that shit. You're going to get a fucking roundhound kick to the chin, boy. Know that. If we fucking catch you lowering your value, you banned from the subs community for life. We don't want your fucking cash. We don't fucking want you around here. Go be the fucking vagina you were meant to be. Go fucking join OnlyFans, you bitch. We don't want you. You're for a whole different team. But when you're not doing that, you're keeping your value. See how simple that is? We out here, man.
Yes, yeah. Don't fucking do not do that. Because if you do that, you're just not going to get a good outcome with dealing with women. So to get the best possible outcome, again, she needs to be chasing your validation. And that's why you need an abundance mindset and know that you can get a lot of other women. So that way you're not putting her on a pedestal. Because a lot of times putting a girl on a pedestal, it comes from a scarcity mindset. Guys don't think they can get another girl. They undervalue themselves. They make themselves feel bad. They have a lot of negative self-talk, and they think that, damn, this girl is the best that I can get. I don't want to lose her. I'm going to give her all my time, attention. He's doing everything that he thinks is right to make himself more attractive, but all those things are actually making him a lot less attractive to the women. So have that abundance mindset. Know you're that fucking guy, or even if you're not, believe you're on your way to becoming that guy. So that way you can feel like, and you can actually believe that you can get a lot of other girls, and you're not going to care as much about the girl that you're with. And that way you can start to move more freely around her, say the things that you're actually thinking, and she's going to be more attractive to that. There are guys who are who's not able to say the things that they actually believe around the girl because they're afraid of the outcome. They're afraid they're gonna lose the girl, or the girl might get mad at them. So they're very timid, and they're like, I'm gonna walk on eggshells around this girl because she might leave me, or I might upset her, and she's not gonna want to have sex with me anymore. And that all comes from a scarcity mindset. So first, if you don't value yourself, if you don't believe that you're that fucking guy, if you don't believe that you can get any girl, even if you fucking can't get any girl, believe that you can fuck any bitch, you can get any girl you want on this planet. If you don't believe these things, then you're going to operate in that scarcity mindset, and you're just going to naturally, you're not even going to be able to fight it. You're just going to naturally just put a girl on a pedestal. It's just going to happen subconsciously because you feel like shit. You don't believe you're that guy. You have no confidence. You're not competent in anything, and you have a scarcity mindset. And then you're just going to put the girl on a pedestal, and she's going to treat you exactly like you are, exactly the way that you feel, like shit, what you believe. How you believe about yourself, it's interesting. When you start believing things about yourself, the world starts to operate how you believe it is in your eyes. So if you believe you're not shit, you believe you suck at everything, you believe you don't deserve anything better in life, it's interesting. The world is just going to hand all those things right to you. Everything that you're going to see is going to reflect how you believe in your head, what you believe yourself to be. So it's interesting.
Ether.
It's interesting how that works. So it's like your perspective on life and just what's going on in your head, you really get to create how the world operates around you. So if you notice you're feeling like shit, everything around you seems to be just shit. When you feel good, when you feel positive, you're in a good mood, everything, you only see positive. So it's like, believe you're that fucking guy. Have an abundance mindset. Believe that you can just do great things. You can fuck any girl you want to fuck. You can go talk to any girl you want to talk to. And that takes work. You're not just going to wake up one day and be like, yeah, I can fuck any girl. I can get any girl I want. I'm that guy. First, put in the work in something. Do something over a long period of time that's hard, whether it's going to the gym, making more money, going hard on your job, your business. And that way you start to develop, you get more confidence, and you start to develop that confidence. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm not telling you just be confident and just wake up tomorrow and believe you're that guy, because that's just not how life works. So don't have a scarcity mindset. Don't be thinking that that's your soulmate. You're not going to find any other girl. If she leaves you, you're going to be single for the rest of your life, or you're not going to be able to find anyone else. Have an abundance mindset and know that you can get any female out there.
And if you see that great minds think alike, man, a lot of the points that he just touched on is exactly what my next point, and I'm going to give you my take on this. Pedestalizing a woman is rooted in fear. You know, if you're thinking from a scarcity mindset, you a bitch. If you're thinking from an abundance mindset, hey, congratulations, you might be a player. You know what I'm saying? And they call it a player to make it a bad thing. They call it a pimp, and that could be a bad thing, but they call it pimping to make it a bad thing. When did they call you? When are they gonna call you a king? When are you Christian churches gonna wake up and start fucking celebrating male sexuality instead of condemning it? You fucking cucks. See, it's rooted in fear, because they're pussies, right? So when you're pedestalizing a woman, you know there's different ways that men go about this fear approach to scarcity dating too, right? There's like the dude who'll be friends with the chick for eons and centuries and millennia, just at the off chance that he might get to touch her knee and possibly have sex with her when she was drunk one day, right? So there's like that long form hunting, which if you know me in real life, I'm literally the exact opposite, even if it's to my own detriment. And bro, this shit is fucking funny, right? So I'm actually chilling one day with my boy, and we're in Brickell, and we're watching the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. And I remember I'm sitting down and I'm chilling with him and shit. And one of the girls who comes up to us, bro, I'm so fucking upfront about my intentions and the way that I feel about this chick and what I want to do with the chick, that my homeboy literally looks to me and says, damn, that was upfront. Like, damn, that was forward. To the point where I'm like, listen, bro, listen. Your boy is in overload abundance mindset. When I walked into the room, I scanned all the booties, I scanned all the titties, I know everybody's hairstyle, I know each and every chick. And who am I usually going to start with? The girls that have the best personality. Lock that in every time, baby. If you don't know people's personality, get yourself into sales. It's going to work. It's going to help you every single fucking time. Go out into the real world, talk to people, socialize, gain those skills. You'll see who you collaborate with, who you fuck with, right? Now, when you are driven by fear, which in the example that I just gave you is exactly the opposite of fear. I don't give a fuck. If you like me, great, show me. And if you don't like me, leave it in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you follow us. YouTube.com, 5-star, right? So what's going to happen is like the guy's going to be, oh yeah, really happy and happy almost at the same, like when you're talking to a girl, 9 times out of 10, you got to like lower your intelligence to interact with them, right? So the girl's all happy and feminine and happy and playful. They both, the girl and the male, both of them could be deeply intelligent, but like on the surface level forward presenting personality, they're going to be like, she's going to be in her feminine state, and then he might be mirroring her feminine state instead of being in a masculine frame. That's already driven by fear because he wants her to like him. And if he's operating from the mindset of like, oh man, I want her to like me. Do you think, like when I gave you the example of me spitting in the girl's mouth or spitting in her face, I don't remember what I said. Do you remember what I said? I said one of them things.
You said you told the girl you told him we're in the car or something. Yeah.
One of them things, right? So do you think I gave a fuck whether or not she liked me at that point? Do you think I was scared to lose it? You got to operate that way. You can't ever be driven by fear of, she might not want to have sex with me. She might not like me. She might not want to go to this place. It might not go according to this plan that I had. It might not go according to my idea. It might not map out in the way that I was fantasizing and being delusional about it. You can't give a fuck. And because I don't give a fuck, I've noticed that in my life, the not giving a fuck part of my life actually adds a lot of natural attraction that I'm not even looking for or trying to do. That's my real personality. I really don't give a fuck about a lot of things. How you think about me, how you look at me. And I don't know all the way why a woman is very attracted to that, but I'm telling you, bro, if you happen to be a guy who's adopted those characteristics or you have them, you'll find that women actually like that a lot. And then you'll also deal with the natural women that are like insecure about like your success or insecure about your strength or insecure about the fact that you're so solid and such a good option and such a good pick, but they're so dirt and so worthless and so trash and so used up and so fucked that their natural insecurity knows that they're not a good pair off and a good match. So they'll actually find a way to back out of that for you because the ether and all of God and all the things around you that are surrounding you know that you deserve something better kind of thing, right? That happens a lot the more that you get into this. But being driven by fear pedestalizes women. You're doing it. If you are told to cold approach a girl, but you're too afraid to go talk to her, congratulations, you have just pedestalized her. If you're afraid to DM that girl, if you're afraid to FaceTime her, if you're afraid to talk to her, if you're afraid to communicate feelings towards her, if you're afraid to communicate or initiate engagement with her, you are pedestalizing her. It's really that simple, and that is the truth.
Oh, yeah. And remember, I said this in the last podcast. Whoever cares the least holds the power. So if you care more than her, then she has the power in the relationship. So she needs to care about losing you more than you care about losing her. So again, whoever cares the least holds the power. So in every relationship, somebody has the ball in their court, someone has the power, and the other person just following their lead. So in order for that to work out in your favor, she needs to be more afraid, more scared to lose you than you are to lose her. Most guys and most relationships in today's world, they're so afraid to lose their girl. They try to do every single fucking thing right. They try to be available whenever they need to see her. They give her all the attention. And the girl starts to pick up and sense that he admires me more than I admire him. He likes me more than I like him. And again, going back to hypergamy, you cannot fulfill her hypergamy if she is better than you or if you treat her like she's better than you. And again, for those of you who don't know or just tuned in, Hypergamy is when a girl needs to know that the guy that she's dealing with, the guy that she's having sex with, is better than her. So girls are always fighting this battle anytime they're with the guy. In their head, they're like, is he the best that I can get? Is he the best? Can I do better? Can I do better? And that's why she's going to always be testing you to see if you're the best that she can get. She's going to always be seeing if she pulls back, if you're going to start to just reel in, come in and see what's going on or what's happening, babe. Why have you gone silent on me? She's doing these little things and these little tests to see if you're going to give in and if she can make you weak and fall into her frame. Because the moment you do that, then her hypergamy filter is going to tell her, you can do better. He needs you. This guy needs you. And the moment her hypergamy filter starts to tell her that, you start getting disrespected more. She starts being more distant with you. And then eventually the relationship ends. It's over. She leaves you. So in order to avoid that, you're always going to have to play the game, always going to have to behave like she needs you more than you need her. You need to always have that vibe, the energy about you, like, regardless of whatever you do, if you leave, if whatever the fuck you do, I don't care, because I am in such an abundance that I can replace you at any given moment. And when you behave this way around women, it makes them insecure, but they like that. Because when they're insecure with dealing with the guy, when a guy makes them insecure, it directly correlates with that hypergamy filter. Because if she's insecure and she doesn't feel like she's good enough for you, hypergamy is telling her this is the best you can get because he's better than you. So again, the main thing with dealing with women that you need to be fulfilling is hypergamy. Because anytime a girl is being bitchy with you, anytime she's not following your lead, anytime she's not giving you what you want, it's her hypergamy filter telling her that she is better than you. So think about this. Anytime you're not getting the results that you want with a woman, it's because she believes she's better than you. You want to get the best possible results, the best outcomes, want to have the best type of relationship, start behaving like you don't need her.
Yo, Dom DeMarco and this bitch. Damn right, motherfucker. Start behaving like you don't need that girl. Let me tell you something, dog. I am probably speaking to a whole nother set of men when I bring up this example here, right? I was telling you, you could be pedestalizing that girl. You could be inauthentic. You could be delusional. Maybe she actually liked you. Maybe she was the girl next door. Maybe she was a dope chick. Maybe she could have been a good girlfriend to you. But maybe also you're the kind of guy that's attracted to bad girls. And when I say bad girls, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? She got some red flags. Actually, she's the walking definition of red flagatopia. This bitch, she's just red. Everything about her is wrong. Everything about her is not right. And for some reason, maybe you're an MMA fighter, you're crazy, you got hit in the head a couple times, and you're just attracted to this shit. Pedestalizing a woman is also going to blind you to red flags. Unfortunately, that is a motherfucking truth of your delusional ass. We're here to tell you you are a fucking retard, man. Unfortunately, a lot of men, and you might be here watching this and we might be saving your life, have low self-esteem because they were taught to have low self-esteem, whereas the woman's self-esteem is inflated to all hell, and she doesn't like realize she's got no self-esteem until she's taking those self-medicating antidepressant pills when she's like in her 30s and shit. But at a much younger place in life, you know, especially probably you dudes that are taught to like think trans is okay and shit like that. Maybe you are experiencing low self-esteem because your school's fucking stupid with their agenda, right? And, you know, you find yourself attracted to this bad woman, and every fucking buddy that walks past her knows that is her red flags are so bad that her actual status in life like is lower. Like people walk by her and they look at them and they be like, oh fuck, that girl, you shouldn't be around her. But because of that, because you might be at a higher status with your low self-esteem, you think, well, because I'm going to pedestalize her and tell her, oh no, girl, you're not really here by all of your own fucking choices that made you go there. You're really up here with me. So now you're actually going down a peg to raise her up because you can do that as a king and you have the ability to do that. You're blind to the fact that you're raising up a garbage can, bruh. Like, I have examples in my head. I know people that I remember. There's people that I've done interviews with Tez where we're like recording people and shit, and we you know, I've been on video with some of those people, and you just know, like, fuck, man. If anybody was in a relationship with that chick, holy fuck, you gonna ruin your life. And the girl herself out there in her forward projecting personality is straight up knows that shit too, right? I mean, there's dudes who will literally be in abusive relationship with girls because he's pedestalizing the woman. He'll let the girl hit him. He'll let the girl make his nose get bloody. He'll let the girl influence him into like alcoholism. And if you're in any of those places in life, we really want you to know, dog, pedestalizing a chick like that, whew, you are atrociously fucking up. Now, I said all that to say, homie, we want you to know we're warning you and hopefully waking you up to a game that these women really know too. Welcome to America, motherfucker, home of the free and land of the brave. And there is bitches out here capitalizing on the imp economy, boy. Let me tell you something, man. I was just, and I told my dog Tezo about this, I was just watching a video here on YouTube with Zach Justice and I believe Trevor Wallace. And they're lining up these phones and they're going through the phones and going through the phones. They got to decide what girl they're like attracted to and shit, right? And this video just came out. So if you go and you search it right here, right now, you might be able to find it. Yo, shout out to you, Zach. You want to come on this 5-star show? We'd love to have you, man. All right. So you too, Trevor. All good. And, you know, some of the chicks, it could be cool. So anyway, one of the chicks, right? Maybe not this one, is like, they're going through her phone, and she is on every single fucking website where you can trade your sexuality for money, trade your sexuality for men that are just craving that flesh. They need that sinful desire. They need to fall into lust. They need that fucking flesh, baby. So this girl, she is completely unattractive. I'm sorry, sweetie, but it just is what it is. Right now, maybe you could do some work, you know what I'm saying? There's some moves you can make that's going to not raise you up a couple pegs objectively, you know what I'm saying? But compared to the other girls, she's just not as beautiful as the other girls at all whatsoever, right? Right here, right now, today. The other girls, they're slim, cute, attractive. Who the fuck you, motherfucker? Let me see something real quick. Yeah. All right, so they're slim, they're attractive, they're out there, and they're fucking pretty. But this girl, she's like, you know, short, little, kind of chunky, obese, got the biggest fucking titties, but they're like almost, for my personal taste and attraction, they're like too big, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you need a breast reduction for me to be attracted to you type shit, right? You know, I'm probably more attracted to European standards in all honesty. I am part Italian, so that, you know, it is what it is. So she's out here, and when she's on the show and these guys are talking about like how the fuck you're on every platform, you got all these dudes sending you money, she is literally just the way in which I tell you guys to have multiple women, because that's natural. That is the natural order of life. There is books, there's verses in the Bible where God has blessed men with multiple women, bro, because they're just women, and that's just the thing that you just could do. You could propagate an entire society by busting nuts and a bunch of chicks that belong to you and are yours and yours alone. In just that inverted way, welcome to the satanic agenda, where this girl's selling her sex on the internet. She is bragging about her imps. Bragging. And you know why she's bragging about all the imps that she has? All these men that pay for her adorably amazing lifestyle, where she could be as superficial and materialistic as she wants to be, is because she's tapped into an economy of men that pedestalize her, and at best, on a 10-point scale, she's a 3. If you're drunk and on meth and very high on something that I probably shouldn't say on YouTube, then she'd be a 3 for sure. And bruh, she's not the only one, bro. There's armies. There's fucking legions of chicks in Miami doing this shit. There's legions of chicks in the Western world capitalizing on you simps. Listen, man. OnlyFans had made more money than the entire NBA. Men that train to the pinnacle of athletic perfection, working their fucking ass off to lock in contracts that are going to put them in the fucking high life, are being outperformed from the dollar value that the fucking imp economy has given to women, is fucking dwarfing them. And all they did was take a picture of their tits. And you guys want flesh so bad that you're willing to part ways with your dollar, give up all your resources, which is directly tied to your future and your legacy and the fundamentals of who you are into character personalistically as a human being, for a bitch that is behind the screen that you're never going to see and is never going to respect you, homie. Damn, dog. That's why you don't pedestalize women, bruh. I'm trying to save you guys, man.
That's exactly what it is, man. And we gave you some fucking heat, some value today on why you should not pedestalize women. And that's the breakdown. We're going to keep bringing it to you live every fucking day. Let's get it. Make sure to follow on all platforms. 5-star live stream. High Demand Tez Unplugged on YouTube.
Yo, yeah, man. I'm excited for that shit. Congratulations to my brother over here, dog. The Tez Unplugged channel is coming. Y'all gonna see some amazing things over there. Please subscribe to my dog, man. If anything, I wish blessings on that. Get him that motherfucking plaque. You know what we doing out here, bro. We trying to get them, you know what I'm saying? The gold one, the silver one. We doing all that shit, bro. The diamond one, we taking it all. 5 stars here. We taking everything. Everything. So you got to follow me, Life of Chris Livestream, High Demand Tez on Instagram. Yo, thank you, God, for blessing our Instagram. Yesterday was a motherfucking fear factor, terrifying event that we went through, but we survived some crazy ass gangster shit. We put in a full fucking 24-hour day for y'all yesterday. And with that energy that we're giving you, we're going to need you to hit that subscribe button for us. We're going to need you to share this video with at least 5 friends. If you don't got 5 friends, you is not 5-star. You got to, follow us on every single platform, man. And of course, we are bringing you more valuable content than every other motherfucking subs creator on subs.com/5-star, baby. You know where to find us. Make sure you DM me. You know where to find me.
Let's get it. We out.